Hello and welcome to a new episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're the team here at your video team. All right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. Good. So we've actually planned what we're talking about today.
Why did you say, you said this last week, like we've actually planned. This is what we do now. We do plan these things.
Yes.
This is what we learn, right?
Yeah, but I think we've planned the whole thing. We've changed the episode structure a bit.
Well, we're very good at teaching and guiding, obviously, our partners and teaching what we do, but we're not good at doing what we preach. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's do what we preach.
Yeah.
And put some things into the episode, so it's not just us rambling on and people like, huh?
Yeah. Like, where's the value? Why are you talking to me? All those things. So yes. And what I like about the way that we've formatted it, and obviously we'll run through that format as well, is that it still won't be the same every week.
No.
There are different elements. Sometimes it might be that we have the exact same format week after week for 2 weeks, but we've got other things that will be like drop-ins and drop-outs.
Yes, so one of those things is that we will be asking people for questions. So there might be a question today that, because we were busy this week, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but we'll be asking for your questions. So if you do have any questions for us, we'd love to hear them. You can send them to me at ben@yourvideoteam.co.uk. Anything about video podcasting and what can support you and how you can use it, ask any questions about that. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions. But we've also got another feature as well, haven't we?
We have, and I don't know how I feel about this other feature, because we started this one middle of January, and we've obviously had to get the backup of content. We've had to get some content for it.
Well, it wasn't to make it a show all about that, was it?
No. However, anywhere we go right now is, when will we see Parker's interviews?
Yes.
When is Parker's interviews coming out? Now, I love him and we're giving him a great opportunity here, but it's our show.
Well,
with love, respect and kindness. It's my show, it's not his.
It's a nice little feature to see how people can explain what they do, how their business is, and how it's run to a child, to a 10-year-old, and see if they can explain it to them and they understand it, or they can explain it to Parker and they can understand it. They can explain it to anyone else.
Yeah, because a lot of people will go into businesses and I do it all the time. Like, we meet new partners, meet people at networking, and you're like, what do you do? And they're like, well, we do brand dynamics of interchangeable, post-continental, this, that, and the other. And I go, cool, sounds interesting. And my 10-year-old self inside me goes, huh? What?
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, don't be rude. You should know what that means. And you're a professional. Yeah. You should know what that means.
Yeah. A lot of people try and sell stuff by confusing someone. But try and explain it so you're talking to a 10-year-old. It'll make sense and people will be a lot more relaxed after listening to you.
Sell it simple.
Sell it simple. Oh, there we go.
Loving that.
Well, but of course, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we've been up to this week. So maybe start... What did we start off the week doing?
Walls.
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 I thought you said balls. Is that what?
Nope, not that. No, this isn't that sort of podcast. No, walls with a walla.
Why are we talking about walls?
I never knew I'd have to talk about walls in this much depth before.
Yeah, we're talking about where walls go, what holes they need, what do you need above them, how thick they are. Yeah.
Like, do they comply with this and that? And well,
do you need brick? Do you need wood? Do you need metal?
Yeah. Oh, and do not lean on metal frames when they're not strong metal. I learnt that today as well. Or not today, this week.
Have you broke the walls?
Nope. I nearly broke the walls.
Yes.
We've got an exciting new thing. And I mean, this was supposed to be a surprise that we were all going to be like, wow. But we're a bit excited about it, aren't we?
Yes, we have filmed in there to show it off because we are getting a new office and studios.
Well, let's call it a new unit.
New unit.
That has
2
new studios.
2 new studios.
And my cupboard.
And an editing suite. At my cupboard, the cupboard is mine for my gear.
Oh, there is a cupboard, yeah. No, and that editing office where I'll be working out of, or you will be.
Yes. Hopefully, all fingers crossed, it's going to be open in April. maybe just one studio be fully ready to go, but it is a studio space that will be opening up for people to come and film their content. You can hire us as well as a team, and our partners will also come there and start filming their podcasts a lot more. So really exciting times. It's bit shaky, like,
comfort zones have been pushed.
Comfort zones been pushed, but I think we've had a lot pushed recently, and it's only made us better.
And I'm not going to apologise that for 6 months you had me talking about Atomicon, and for the next 3 months you're going to have me talking about an office.
Yeah.
Because when I get excited about something, I get excited.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Atomicon 25 will be crossing over with that excitement. So good luck with that.
Lots of stuff going on. So that was walls that we're talking about. We sort of spoke about lights as well this week, and we spoke about bathrooms and toilets, and it was super exciting times.
Who knew you could get so excited over a toilet seat?
Yeah. And in between that, we've been editing away, making content for people, working on podcasts for partners. But today, on the Friday that we're recording this,
we stood on a stage.
We stood on a stage and told people to start a podcast.
Well, yeah.
Kind of.
In a way. We said, if you're going to do it, suck it dry.
Yeah. If you're going to do a podcast, get as much out of it as you can. Promote your business, promote your podcast, get growing with a video podcast that will propel your future. Like this, you can go back to the future and see where everything's going if you get a podcast and do it right.
Wow.
Like this, because this could also be an audio platform. I'll say I pointed to my Lego DeLorean.
Valid. So yeah, it was really good fun. Again, like, we always get such a lovely reception, and my head says to me, well, people are just nice, aren't they? And they say, but ultimately, if they didn't think it was any good, they wouldn't talk to us at all, right?
Well, so I think the comment that somebody came up to you and said was, it's so nice to hear somebody talk about video podcasting and actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, what, me? Yeah. So he said that and understand how much you can get from it. Yeah,
because we say people only do podcasts and then promote just the podcast and forget about they've got businesses to run. They've got...
Well, they go and then they look at the podcast in the average is 6 to 9 episodes.
Yeah.
So after 6 to 9 episodes, they look at it and they go, right, we've put all this effort into this podcast, made it look amazing, potentially bought new equipment or hired in people, all that stuff, and then they go, what's my return?
Yeah.
What's it given me? And they go, nothing. I've had nothing. And you go, no, what? But you have had more viewers. Do you know why you've had more views? Because all you've done is talk about the podcast.
Yeah. And this was a mistake that we made when we've done our first podcast series.
Yeah, go enjoy having that one.
Yeah. We're not telling you what it's called. If you look up your video team show, you will find it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah. And we rushed it. We didn't plan it. We didn't have a space to really do it either. So there were interruptions and stuff like that.
We thought it would be easy. And ultimately, it is easy. Anyone can do this. Like, absolutely. We are not of any disillusion. You can go and pick up your iPhone, grab some Bluetooth mics, a nice ring light, and you can make a podcast happen. Go do it. Like, I implore you, I think that's the right word, to go do it. Please go do it. But
what is the issue with podcasting then? Why are there only 6 episodes on average?
Because you're not seeing the value, because you're not taking everything you can out of it.
Yeah. And that's why we spent, what was it, a year at least, I'd say, a year or so,
minimum,
really developing the equipment that we've got, the skills that we've learned, the abilities that we have, the looking at the gaps that people are leaving, and we created the blueprint.
Well, then that was it. We did all of that, and then for 3 months we packaged it.
Yeah.
Because what we saw was people would go, okay, and then you give them all the content and they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, come on. And they're like, thanks very much, but what? And we're like, okay, so where did you post this? Where did you put that? What did you do with this? Did you get a blog from it? Did you make it a newsletter? Did you do those lead magnets that we told you? And they're like, oh no.
Okay. So that is a lot of stuff that people are missing out there.
Yeah.
I think it'll be too much information for us to go into details on all of those things that they could potentially do. So let's pick one tool, one subject that we have, that we get from our blueprint, and talk about how that can benefit them.
Well, I think the easiest one to do, because this came up this week. So we know, or I've met a lovely lady called Natalie who runs the membership lab, and she was asking within our group that we were part of about shorts.
Fantastic, yeah.
Which obviously, absolutely, a podcast will develop you lots of shorts. And she was asking about how to post them.
Yeah, and yes, they're shorts, they're reels, they're TikToks. It's that short form content. Yeah, it's that short form content, which is now on most platforms up to 3 minutes. And LinkedIn are now pushing short form content, short videos. They've made a video feed simple that you can swipe with your thumb, like TikTok, like reels, like YouTube shorts. So yeah, I think it's a great place to be starting. So, in your opinion, first of all, how do we decide what is a good short out of a podcast episode?
It's got to do that inevitable work. It's got to hook people. It needs to entice people to go, I need to know more. So what is it? What's that key fact? What's that impactful statement? What's the question that you ask that then you're about to answer?
What is the curiosity gap?
Curiosity gap, thanks. I could remember gap and I couldn't remember the word before it.
Yeah,
that's it.
So what's that curiosity gap that you're short out of a video? And if you're doing an interview, finding these questions that people are answering for 2 minutes is really good bit of content that you can use. So same with our conversations. You ask me a question, I can answer it. I ask you a question, you can answer it. In general conversations, or to that one point when you're talking to the camera by yourself, ask yourself the question. Or is the title the question? Really, you want the title to be a lot more hooky, a lot more enticing for people to watch it. But yeah, that curiosity gap, or you're going to fix a problem. You're going to give a resolution to a problem in a quick way. So it might be a 5-minute conversation that you cut down to 2 minutes, but it's got all the answers of it.
Well, this is it. And like, as a sneaky hack that we do, is when you're listening and producing the podcast, they will have a conversation, ask a question, make a comment, whatever it be. But that conversation will be, like you say, 2 or 3 minutes. But when you want a short 15 to 30 second impactful, I need to know more. So you actually say, right, you had a great conversation about that, but you need to say this comment, this question, and start your sentence, but you're not going to finish it. And you get them to almost re-record that mini segment once we've finished.
Yeah, and that's a good workaround for like a trailer for an episode.
Yeah.
Like giving them that curiosity gap. What do I do with my short once I've got it? Well, what you can do is then stop.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're looking. What you can do with what you can achieve from posting out shorts is this.
And that helps also with a retention basis, right? Because I've heard a hook or something on, like a reel on Instagram or LinkedIn, as you say, and I'm like, I want to know that. I want to hear it. Right, so I click through the link, go and listen. I now sit and my brain is intentionally listening out for exactly what I heard.
Yeah.
No, if I hear exactly what I've heard, I've gone, oh, here it is. There's my answer. I'm off. Now, if you answered that question in the first 5 to 6 minutes of your 30 to 35 minute podcast, you've just lost them. They're like, that's all I needed. I've gone. But if your hook sounds ever so slightly different to the actual content within the video, their brain doesn't ever compute that they've heard it. So now you've retained them.
They get the answers.
Yeah.
But because it wasn't delivered the exact same way, but they're not disappointed at the end of it because you've given them the answers.
Because you've actually given them more.
Yeah.
Because they retained through the whole video.
We've gone really deep into something there, which we can go even further in, but let's look at specifically what Natalie was asking. She asked, I've got 5 shorts. Do I post them across all my platforms at the same time?
No, absolutely not. That's not to say that you won't post them across all your platforms, but we're not going to do it at the same time. So the way I would explain this, if YouTube is your video platform, right? You've posted the video there, and you're going to post your 5 shorts, and let's literally tag them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah?
Yeah.
So in that order, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to post out. But on Facebook, you're going to post out 3, 1, 4, 5, 2.
How'd you do that?
And on Instagram, you're going to do 4, 2, 3, 5, 1. So you're going to do them on the same day, so on a Monday, but on Monday on YouTube is 1, Monday on Instagram is 3, and Monday on Facebook is 5.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is 2. TikTok is 4. So you post the different pieces of content.
But what impact does that have?
Because if you are being seen across multiple platforms by your audience, and they see like short number 1, and they see that on that platform, and then on the next platform, and they're going to scroll straight past you. Oh, I've seen this one. If they see something different,
they're going to assume you're giving everything away in that 30 seconds. It's not worthwhile going to your...
Well, they're going to be like, hang on a minute, I've seen, is this the same video? I don't know if this, what video this is. I need to go and find this information. They want to see that. And also they don't know that video is the same video.
Yeah.
So they're going to click on that link and go, yeah, okay. Because they didn't click on it the first time because you weren't warm enough at that point. But now they've heard another bit of information you've given and they're like, oh, okay. And what is it, like 7 points of contact?
Yeah.
So imagine in 3 months' time. So I would do that across. But remember, you can re-release things as well. So an example I gave of this today actually was that you record a podcast in January, you release a short, but actually in June or July is World Mental Health Day, right? So, and your podcast related to that. So in June or July, post out, this is a key piece of information that came out of our podcast about mental health, go and view it, and take them all the way back to January.
Yeah, with things like Reels and TikTok, going to tell people to go off platform doesn't do your prospects in the algorithm greatly. If it's a really good hook and will give people great information, fantastic. You probably want to put links to like your podcast in your channel links and your bios and things like that. But the great thing about YouTube Shorts, you can actually link. So like when you load up a video, you get end plates and info cards throughout a long video. On the Shorts, you can link it to a longer video. So immediately that short that you've posted on YouTube, link that to the main video, so people go back to that video just by a click of the button, rather than going through the descriptions, because who actually looks at descriptions on short form content?
Oh, I didn't even know there were descriptions on short. I did know that.
Yeah, that's a little bit there. For comical effect.
I'm joking. You say about taking off platform, and absolutely algorithms hate that side of things. So how can you be clever with it? Stories.
Yes.
Stick your stories in the link, or like in a
link.
link.
Stick the link on your stories.
And that one. Yeah, do that too. And make highlights. And because your links are still relevant during your highlight, so when it's there on your Instagram page, also those wonderful tools like AI tools that are out there like ManyChat, brilliant for like just comment mental health, and we'll send you the link to our podcast.
The episode. Yeah,
the algorithm doesn't pick up on that. If anything, it goes, look at all these people commenting. Oh, I'm going to push that in front of more audiences.
And what I love about stories is that you can do really creative things there. If you take a bit of time, make them look fantastic, not just dump and run, which is a lot of people do with their stories, but you can really make some nice effects, make it look more appealing to watch, and that in itself makes it a interesting thing to press, and either you like it or you can press a link straight away, which is really interesting. And it doesn't have to be a long big sticker saying www.gotohere.com.
I'm gonna literally I will make a video on this because I've been told multiple times I need to now, so I will have to do a screen record and do this. Go to link, write out, like put the link in there, but in the customize box.
Oh, this is on stories, yes?
This is on stories. In the customize box, space, full stop, space, full stop, space, full stop. If you do that, it doesn't have to be long. And then when it goes in turn it to clear, go into stickers, find a sticker. So it might be watch now, it could be download here, whatever that link relates to, buy now. Go in and be specific on your stickers as well. Start being that specific. I do like orange arrow, like orange click
on your search,
on your search. Or you can also write the text, but do it in the more graphic that suits all your other stories, and then hide that link under that banner.
I think you do it. So if you check our Instagram, then we'll put that on one of our videos. So
oh my God, I got to do it now.
You got to do that by Monday.
Oh, really? Okay.
But yeah, it is true that shorts get seen a hell of a lot more than what long form video does. We can't deny that. But if you entice people with your shorts well enough, if you do good enough quality shorts, they will come to your long form video, they will build that relationship with you, and they will ultimately start wanting to research you a lot more, find what you do, see your services, see your products, and start buying from you.
Absolutely.
So shorts are a fundamental when it comes to your podcast. Although you might not think it and think, oh, just this long form piece of content is all I need. No, they help each other out. And you're also missing a whole market if you don't do shorts, because there are people who would just watch shorts.
Yeah.
Most people do watch shorts and long form content, but there is a whole market of, I need quick bits of information.
I need a bit of a doom scroll moment.
And learn about short form SEO as well. What people are searching for on short form, TikTok, stuff like that. See if your content can fit into that as well.
Ooh,
that's
a whole other thing to go down. Okay, cool.
I think
ultimately,
go on.
If they've lasted this long, they've only lasted this long now for the next section.
Let's go on to where Parker interviews Helen from the Good Stuff Group.
Hello, what's your name and what's your business called?
I'm Helen, and my company is the Good Stuff Group.
What do you do in the Good Stuff Group?
So the Good Stuff is myself and James. You might catch them later.
Yeah.
We do brand strategy. So that means that we work with businesses of any size, shape, whatever.
Yeah.
We help them find out who they are and then give them the tools to do it on purpose.
Yes. I've been to one of your walks that you do.
Yeah.
Do you do them oftenly then?
Yeah, we do. We've got one on this Friday. So a bit like the TMN we do every other month, and I try and do the same with the Net Walk.
Yeah.
So it's called Net Walk this way.
Yeah.
And if you were older, you'd get, it's a Run DMC reference, but I'll let you off. But yeah, it's basically 15, 20 people, some dogs, not everybody has a dog, and we just walk. And it was lovely, wasn't it? When you came, it was a lovely sunny day. So
yeah. Wacky question time. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
And a superpower. Oh man, it would be to eat anything in the whole wide world, but never get fat.
Why?
Because I'm greedy and I don't want to get fat.
If you were interviewing me, what questions would you ask?
I would ask what you would want to do with your life.
Yeah.
And are mum and dad nice to each other in private?
I'm not sure if private. Thank you. Just once again, your name and your...
Helen, from the Good Stuff Group.
Alright, thank you.
She done a good job there, didn't she?
She explained it to a 10-year-old, do you think?
I think she explained it very well. And her superpower, I think, is an unsung
heroic
superpower that I think everybody would really want.
But what amazing creativity, in the sense of, you know, you think of superpowers and immediately I think your brain goes to flying and super strength. Invisible. Yeah, invisible. Super invisible. All right, Joey.
I only fly over France.
And it goes to those things, and Helen goes, no, I don't like moulds. I'm going to break it again.
Oh, and they've broken many moulds.
Many moulds. Yeah, Helen and James, I'm sure you might see more of them around. They run the Marketing Meetup in real life, which runs bi-monthly, as she explained. And in between that, they do net walking as well. Go and check them out. They do that as a extra thing. They love communities and they love people. We are very proud to sponsor and be involved in TMM.
Yeah.
It is great fun. Already, like we say, hustled out of that one now by our own son.
Yeah.
But he's smashing it, and the diary is filling up already.
Well, We did conduct, I think, about 4 interviews, might be more, but it should lead us up for a few episodes. If you want to work on your brand and find out more about how Helen and James can help you out, check our show notes. We'll put links to their website and other stuff that might be useful for you that you can go and start checking.
Yes, absolutely. I would highly recommend going and looking at their 9 in 90. I'm not going to tell you loads about it, but I will say it is phenomenal and well worth doing. We're lining up our one with them. And we're trying to tweak them, and maybe I'm going to say it on here. We're trying to get them to do it live with us on a podcast. So keep an eye out for that one. We will obviously keep you updated how that one goes. Who knows what we might find out about our brand. But yes, go and check out Helen and James. Come and join us at a real life marketing meetup. You can go on Google and find them. Look for Ashford, and you'll see all 4 of our faces on that one. As we do proudly sponsor it, as I say. And as well as that, we've got networking as well. So they're all on there. Reach out. We'll happily connect you. They're a phenomenal group, and we're really proud to have them as partners in business.
Our first Parker interview.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Of course, this Parker interview is a new feature that we've got. We are going to look at bringing more features in as well. Maybe we'll do challenges for us. Maybe we'll get, well, I've already said about asking your questions. So if you do have any questions for us, send them to me at ben@yourvideoteam.co.uk. And I promise I will not ignore them. I will send them to Rachel so she can read them out on the show.
Yeah. Alternatively, if you do not want them to fall into the abyss of Ben's emails, for them to then just be forwarded to me, you can just come find me on LinkedIn, reach out, drop me a message, connect with me. I'll be more than happy to have a chat, see how we can help, and potentially feature your question on the podcast as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. This podcast is going to go from strength to strength to strength to strength, and so on and so
Take
forth.
over the world.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to this. We're going to have some great guests on here. Lots of stuff coming out, lots of content for you.
As an added bonus, you have created a Create Your Podcast checklist.
Yes, so if you are interested in starting a checklist, it's a nice tick sheet to work through to get started to episode out into the world. So if you're interested in that, we'll put a link to it in the show notes, probably the top link or in the description. Find that link. Just need to put in your email address and we will send you that.
Amazing. That's a lot of info today.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new structure, guys? Does it work?
Yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion, so do leave any notes.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
I thought it was quite good.
Fab. Well, in that case...
Well, then I think we're awesome, so...
Oh, well, we are bloody awesome.
All right then, people. That's another week done. Love ya.
Bye.